Hello students, today we are going to learn about what does a plant do with water. Now this is a part of your challenges in improving agricultural production. Okay, this topic is a part of that chapter. Okay, now what does a plant do with water? Now as you all know, plant uses water for its production of carbohydrates by the utilization of carbon dioxide and in the presence of chlorophyll. So that entire photosynthesis process, there is water also which is utilized. Okay, now plant absorbs the nutrients which are present in the soil with the help of water. Okay, so it is not that the nutrients whatever are there, they directly enter into the root. Okay, just like that calcium doesn't enter into the root. Okay, now that calcium whatever is there has to get dissolved in water. Okay, and then that dissolved water has to get absorbed in the root. So water plays a very vital role in the plant. Okay, right? But here is a fact. Now this is a chemically proven method, not a method, a fact. In fact, a fact. Okay, so 100, if say for example 100 grams of water, it combines with 250 grams of carbon dioxide to give us 180 grams of C6H12O6, which is a carbohydrate. Okay, now this is basically the photosynthesis process. So 100 grams of water, 260 grams of carbon dioxide and 180 grams of sugar is what we are getting. Now what is happening to the remaining part of the water? Okay, right, what is happening to the remaining part? Now that remaining part is left into the atmosphere. Okay, right, left into the atmosphere. Okay, so say for example, I take a plant, potted plant. Okay, I take a potted plant. Okay, now in this potted plant you have the root, and you have the shoot of the plant. Now this experiment whatever we are learning now, you might have learnt in your nutrition in plants chapter. Okay, this is a very familiar experiment for you. Okay, so we'll put a flower also. Okay, so this is a potted plant. Okay, now this leaf we will be covering it with a polythene bag, plastic bag, I'll say plastic bag, and we will take this plant and put it in the sun. Okay, we'll take this plant and put it in the sun. So what will happen? There will be photosynthesis occurring, the sun rays will be falling, the plant will be utilizing the new sunlight, and then photosynthesis process occurs. Okay, and after some time you might see that there are small droplets of water which get accumulated on the walls of the plastic bag. Okay, this is water droplets. Okay, these are water droplets. Now they get accumulated on the walls of the plastic bag. Now what has happened here? Now whatever water the plant had to utilize, it has utilized itself. Okay, it has utilized for the production of the carbohydrate. Okay, it has utilized itself for the production of carbohydrate, but the remaining water whatever is there is being let out through the leaves. Okay, so plants let out the water mostly through the leaves. Now that process of letting of water is called as transpiration. Okay, the process of letting out water from the leaves, and whatever droplets you are seeing here, that is basically what is transpiration. Okay, right, so through that process the leaves are letting out water. So say for example, if we are putting 1000 liters of water onto a big plant, we are putting 1000 liters of water. Now out of that only 100 liters are utilized. That is, only 10% of it is utilized. Okay. Now, some books will say 10%, some books will say 1% also. That means what? What are they trying to tell you here? They are trying to tell you that out of the 100% of water which is put to a plant, only 1% is utilized. Okay? Only 1% is utilized and the rest is left out into the atmosphere through the process of transpiration by the leaves. Okay, so this experiment you might have recollected what is happening here. Okay, now you know that leaves contain tiny pores called as stomata. Okay, now these stomata are places where exchange of gases occur and also release of water vapor into the atmosphere. Okay, right? Now you know that stomata has guard cells. Okay, they open and close depending upon the concentration of gases inside and also water concentration. The guard cell will open and close. So when it is open, the gases are entering into the stomata and the gaseous exchange is occurring. Now when it is closed, there is no gaseous exchange occurring. Okay, right? So the stomata plays a major role in the transpiration process. Okay, right? Now, so this is what a plant, when it is absorbing water, it does. Okay, now moving on, we'll just remove this. All right, so we have removed this. Now, say for example, if we plot a graph, okay, now against what? Against months. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay, so these are the months. Okay, and the next one is on the y-axis we take water evaporation. Okay, now here we will take we'll take from 0, then 50, we'll take a scale of 50, then 100, then 150, then 200, 250, 300. Okay, right? Now, this is the rate of evaporation of water. Okay, now, say for example, in January, the rate of evaporation is say 100 ml. Okay, then in February, it keeps on increasing. In March, it keeps on increasing. Okay, then in May, it goes to its peak here. In May, it goes to its peak. It standardizes here and then slowly by the month of December, it reduces. So, if you take May month, it is the peak month of the evaporation of water. Okay, right? Why it is peak? Because it is the summer season and the rate of transpiration is more in summer than compared to other seasons. So, now if we see the relationship of water loss with the months or during which time the water loss is more, we can say that the water loss is more during the month of the summer season. Say for example, March, April, May, right? Okay, now depending on the season or depending on the months, okay, the farmers generally choose the crops they have to plant. Okay, now say for example, you have paddy, that is rice, you have sugarcane, and also you have paddy, you have sugarcane, you have, and also wheat. Okay, so they require a lot of water. Okay, they require a lot of water. So farmers will make sure that the wheat is cultivated during this particular season. Okay, right, this particular season. So majority of the fields are empty during the May season. Why? The loss of water will be more in the May season. Okay, so in the month of May, the farmers will be engaged in preparing the land for the next crop. Okay, right? So that is what is the intention of this particular graph. So where the absorption of water is more. Okay, right? So what we have seen till now is the rate of transpiration, how the transpiration is occurring. Okay, how is the water being utilized by the plants. Okay, right? Now, then in the next class, we will be looking at the relationship of the leguminous plants with the root nodules. How is that getting balanced and why is it that it is occurring? Okay, right? Thank you so much.